Filmed HBO picture is the story of a woman who may be covering up a murder.
I didn't know. Don't lie to me! I didn't know!
And of a lawyer caught up in the realization that many of the criminals he defends are actually guilty. Another HBO picture swinging into season is the story of a struggling baseball team. In this upbeat tale, some third-rate, small-time underdogs from Florida try to get on top.
You're gonna be so sorry.
Long gone. The Lion of Africa, one of HBO's recent in-house productions, just completed filming in Kenya. This romantic adventure stars Brooke Adams and Brian Dennehy and takes us through some wild yet beautiful terrain.
I got a friend who lives about 20 miles from here. He's got a farm. He'll have some gas.
What's it gonna cost me? Another 10%?
How about an hour's worth of silence?
Another HBO picture is a biographical drama of Nelson Mandela, the South African political activist. This film brings us to Zimbabwe.
It may be a little while before I see you again. I have to go on a journey. You have to remain nonviolent no matter what the provocation.
And at a recent press conference, HBO Pictures announced it would film the first time ever told account of one of the world's most renowned humanitarians and Nazi hunters. The Simon Wiesenthal story, Murderers Among Us.
And the leading line of my whole work, more than a half of my life, was find out the full truth and then ask justice.
5 new movies from HBO Pictures. HBO's original programming maintains its dedication to contemporary and provocative subjects of social importance. How to Raise a Street-Smart Child gives parents everywhere a positive, straightforward guide.
My mom never told me.
To help their children recognize and avoid potentially dangerous situations.
Hello, I'm Daniel J. Travanti. In the last few years, we've been bombarded by stories of children who are victims.
We just appreciate anything that anyone could give us any information on them.
You owe it to your child to give them appropriate, intelligent information.
America Undercover continues to investigate the hard-hitting and relevant issues that profoundly affect people's lives. 2 of these shows are now in production. Drunk and Deadly relives a day on America's highways. On May 17, 1986, 81 people died in drunk driving accidents. 5 of those accidents are brought to life, including profiles of the actual survivors.
It was a scary feeling to be charged with negligent homicide and on top of losing a friend and then having to go to jail.
Debbie Thaler-Demers suffers from Hodgkin's disease. Last spring, she helped her sister Terry with the same illness to die. In Death by Love, America Undercover takes a concerned look at her story and others like them. In another upcoming and important original, HBO will explore the possible hazards certain foods may have on your health, even those foods that could be on your own dinner table. And finally, in Acts of Rage, we look into the lives of those who take the law into their own hands. Original programming from HBO.
They say it's a business for the very young, that nobody lasts for long, that you have to follow the trends to stay on top. But the real stars break every rule. Now, spend a few minutes with the First Lady of Rock in her HBO special, Tina Turner, Break Every. In the intimate setting of a small European club, Tina sings the song she likes best. Flashing back to her early days, she recreates a moment in music history.
I used to be a sweet little rock and roll singer, chasing after fortune and fame. I said, what's your story? What's your pain? Me, I'm in the music game. Working in the bad life, all trying to make something.
In a tribute to the performers who influenced her, Tina sings the old songs and makes them all her own. She started at the roots of rock, and she's still coming on with the hits that make her today's reigning queen. Tina Turner, Break Every Rule, part of the great entertainment on HBO. HBO. All of these people have one thing in common. They're all part of this year's original series lineup on HBO. Let's take a closer look at some of the stars and the shows that only HBO brings you. Our new comedy adventure series, Glory Years, begins in June. Let's go straight to the stars to find out what it's all about.
About three guys who used to go to high school together.
See, I think it's about a woman.
It's like three stooges and a gal go to Vegas.
One thing's a sure bet, we're going to have the time of our lives in Glory Years.
In May, we continue the HBO showcase tradition with Conspiracy, the trial of the Chicago 8.
The real conspiracy was an attack on the rights of everybody, all of us American citizens, all.
This powerful recreation of the historic 1970 trial features an all-star cast and on-camera interviews with the real-life participants.
There was a hell of a lot of tanks, a hell of a lot of National Guard.
When he appears, strange things happen.
Okay, glamour and danger.
You're incredible.
You'll see all new episodes of our popular thriller series, The Hitchhiker.
And hope to die.
Why do they subject themselves to the torture, the agony?
We love the game, and we love the money.
Well, there's that reason. But they do it to bring you another winning season of the hit comedy series, First and 10. Join O.J. Simpson, Delta Burke, and the California Bulls this fall for the new episodes Going for Broke.
Go for it.
For the family, HBO's award-winning series, Fraggle Rock, continues.
Wow, I gotta go back and tell the others.
You know, Fraggles aren't just for kids. Ask the man behind the Fraggles, Jim Henson.
Fraggle Rock, we're thinking of it being more for children. At the same time, you kind of hope that you get the whole audience, just as I think any really good piece of children's literature does.
And beginning in April, a new series, Siebert, joins Fraggle Rock every Sunday morning at 8 for a special hour of family entertainment. Original series, all year long, only on, you guessed it, HBO.
Hi, I'm Sam Kinison, and I want to invite you to the upcoming HBO on-location comedy specials. Now, HBO has comedy for the entire family, and they also have comedy like what I do. Oh! Ah!
HBO, where the new age of comedy begins. HBO's On Location connects you right to the funny bone of the new club comedy, uncensored the way the comedians meant it to be. Sam Kinison got his break on HBO's 9th annual Young Comedian Special.
Michael, if you ever think about getting married, if you ever think you've met the right woman, you want to settle down, change your life, you do me a favor, Mike? Remember this face.
Now Sam's on the loose again with On Location Sam Kinison. And no wonder HBO takes you on location for HBO Presents Emo. Would you feel safe with a guy like this on your own premises?
People come up to me concerned that I'll reproduce.
And HBO goes to Carnegie Hall to see a master comedian at work, an evening with Alan King.
The wind is blowing 40 miles an hour. Not one hair on Ronald Reagan's head moved. But his neck kept swaying in the breeze.
From Eddie Murphy Productions, HBO presents Uptown Comedy Express. On board some brilliant, hot young comedians.
We got my man Chris Rock, Yo Home B.
And we love you. Plus musical guests Brian O'Neill and the Busboys. And paying their respects to America's beloved humorist Will Rogers are Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Rodney Dangerfield.
Why, Will Rogers, he got famous telling jokes while he twirled his rope. I tried using a rope in my act once. The audience tried to hang me.
Plus Harold Ramis and Robin Williams. Will Rogers, look back in laughter. On HBO, the news is not necessarily the news when the powerful and famous prove they have major comedy potential.
And TV commercials get special treatment.
Mad Dog McGrath, put a lunatic on your side before they put one on theirs.
Comedy that's wild, satirical, classic.
Why don't you keep adding a word each time till your brain explodes?
Strange. HBO, where the new age of comedy begins.
So, I think you'll get the comedy you expect and maybe some comedy you won't expect, but it's here on HBO where the new age of comedy begins.
They're back. We're here.
That's right. They're all here. All of the great movie hits in 1987. The movie year to watch HBO. There's a freewheeling criminal coming, and his name is Cobra.
Did you use unnecessary deadly force?
I used everything I had.
You know you have an attitude problem.
Yeah, but it's just a little one.
He's a self-made cop who does a job that nobody wants. Guess who's looking for a degree?
I'm going to college.
He's back to school.
The world's oldest living freshman.
He's even thinking about dating.
Why don't you call me sometime when you have no class?
He's the wildest man on campus. Look who's out for a joyride.
Change seats with me. Change seats? We're a mile up in the air. I have to talk to Leslie. Go ahead, I'm not moving.
It's the zany cast from Sweet Liberty, an all-star comedy with class.
Give me your lips.
Listen to number 5.
More input. More input. Nice software.
An overambitious robot creates a crazy short circuit loaded with laughs.
Number 5 is alive.
Beautiful.
Hello, little one. I am your friend.
Watch for Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. What more can a rock and roll lawyer do for his lovable woman than buy a big, beautiful money pit?
Look, this is an old house. It's gonna need some work. You've got to expect that.
From Steven Spielberg, a young boy returns to the past in Back to the Future.
Doc!
A wild, joyful escapade.
Marty! You made it! Yeah! Welcome to my latest experiment. This is the big one, the one I've been waiting for all my life.
Two dear friends turn into arch rivals in Just Between Friends.
I didn't know you when I met him.
It's all right, as long as you don't know the wife.
I'm pregnant.
You're not my friend.
What's bothering me is seeing you risk losing Holly. She's the best woman I know.
Catch a whole new generation of raw boneheads enrolled in Police Academy 3 back in training.
You're sitting in a non-smoking area.
Put it out when I'm finished.
You'll put it out now, mister.
At last, no one is safe.
We're gonna make one hell of a cop.
Thanks, Dad. Oh, would you give this to Mom for me?
Shit!
Watch for the great new movies and stars coming to HBO in 1987.
In a year full of excitement, here's some of what you'll find in March on HBO. The Road to the Super Fight premieres Wednesday, March 4th, and Tyson vs. Smith airs live on the 7th. Just Between Friends and How to Raise a Street-Smart Child both premiere Sunday, March 8th. Beginning March 14th, Tina Turner, Break Every Rule. Police Academy 3 goes back in training on the 15th. On location, HBO presents Emo March 28th. And you'll find new episodes of The Hitchhiker and Not Necessarily the News all month.